Welcome back. All right, I have my favorite Weight Watcher here, Joy Ermy, my favorite leader. And I asked her, I gave her a little assignment. One thing I can grow, I don't have a green thumb, but one thing I can grow is a zucchini. Most people can grow a zucchini. So
Weeds.
no, you can
And
grow
zucchini.
Okay, weeds and zucchini. I wonder. And by the way, Erica's preparing stuff in the background, so I told her to keep working. So she's going to be working, and then she's going to switch out, and Erica's going to show me her zucchini ideas. So Joy has two Weight Watcher zucchini ideas. So let's hit it, Joy.
Okay, well, it's so warm this week,
hot
especially.
outside, yes.
I was like, you know what? I can't turn this oven on right now. So, zucchini. I have to hide the zucchini or my family's not going to eat it. So, we're going to do a green chili and cheddar turkey burger.
Okay.
And it's going to be on your website.
Yes.
I just make sure when you're getting your ground turkey, get skinless. Everybody gets this ground turkey and they think that they're eating so healthy, and then they find out it has higher fat than Hamburg because they ground the skin in.
So get
make
skinless.
sure it's skinless if you really want to get healthy.
And here's your zucchini. You've shredded it.
I've shredded it. Shred it and hide it. And if you notice, I thought it was going to make it really watery. Look at, not at all.
It's not like one of the other sort of vegetables or fruits that's full of water. There's not a lot. They're pretty dense.
Yeah.
And
And
zucchini is a denser fruit or vegetable.
so it adds, it really adds, and it helps nicely. Here I have some whole grain.
Okay, let's move it over here
move
so
it
we
over.
can have above us, Cam.
Ooh.
Bear in the air, bear in the air. Okay.
Whole grain breadcrumbs, which
All
is
right.
nice because you're increasing the fiber a little bit.
Whole
And
grain bread crumbs, that's really going to
that's
pull
going
it
to
together
bind it.
for you.
And then we just have some spices, some chili powder, some cumin, just to get a little bit of something in there.
Mm-hmm.
You mix that up. Now, remember, I put a pound of turkey in there. This is going to make 4 burgers. So what we have here
Here, you show
is
me, I'll stir it up.
a whole quarter-pound burger. That's a big portion.
That is, keep in mind for this particular recipe, you're going to be doing about the size of a CD case, right? Or a CD
Yeah.
itself. That's the size patty that you want it to be, and it's about a ½ inch thick, so it's a pretty good size patty.
And what's really nice to top it is you can get these now at the store. They're fabulous. They're called fire roasted diced green chilies, and they're really not too spicy at all. If you want spice, of course, you can do a zucchini. You can do a jalapeno or something
Right,
like
which
that.
are also decent to grow in your garden.
Yeah, but this is not too spicy. I just did that, and I did some fat-free cheddar cheese. You cook up that burger about 4 to 5 minutes on each side.
All right,
now,
what you've got going
I
here.
started cooking it already because I didn't want to burn anything in your studio.
It's okay. It's okay. It's happened before.
So then you would just put that on top. We're gonna, while we're making something else, this is gonna warm up. We're gonna cover it so that cheese melts really, really nice, and then I'm gonna plate it.
All right, so there's that. And what's your other idea? This is the really pretty idea that
This
you've
is
got
real
going here.
pretty. It is real easy, and you don't have to cook, which is my favorite thing in the world if I don't have to cook it. I just used my vegetable peeler, and I took a zucchini and lengthwise.
And look how pretty these wind up being. Really nice. Okay.
So you start with these ribbons, and you just put them down. Now on top of it, you just have, this is fresh lemon juice.
Lemon juice, okay.
And olive oil.
Lemon juice and olive oil on top.
And really you're marinating it. A little bit of salt. I do this first because I can never see where my salt is. And then some fresh pepper. Now about 10 minutes if you let that marinate in this, the longer the better. And then you just keep making these layers of the zucchini.
You're weaving a zucchini basket.
I am.
Crafty.
This is Arts and Crafts Day.
I make all my baskets out of zucchini. Okay, so what next?
So then we just do that. We're gonna let that marinate. We're gonna put a little bit more of our salt and our pepper. I'm not a big salt fan, so I don't need a lot of it. And then you're just going to
Put a bed down.
put a bed down of the arugula on top, and then you wanna make it so beautiful. Tell me if there's ever a place in your life where cheese doesn't make everything better.
Cheese makes everything better.
And there you go.
There's your salad.
And that is your salad.
All right, now there are 2 ideas. You get working back on this, and I'm going to bring Erica in. Erica has a great idea for her zucchini also. So I'm going to switch out my cooks here as you finish up. Come on over, Erica. I also asked Erica the same thing. What do we do with our zucchini? And so she came up with some ideas. This one comes from your husband?
Yes, from the fire department, from Paul Butler. I'm giving him a shout out. I know you don't do
Okay.
shout outs.
No, you shout out away. Shout away. All right, Paul Butler, thank you for helping your wife figure this out for me. I was in a jam. All right, so you've got in this skillet what?
This is actually, you can use more than one thing. What I've used here, which I love, and I'll bring it over so you can see, Land O'Lakes garlic butter. Now, I am not a fan of margarine because butter has nothing in it artificial. Butter and cream, and this just has
So you used 2 tablespoons of this in
2
here.
tablespoons. Yep, and I'm gonna let that melt.
Okay.
And did you turn it? I didn't
think
want
it's
to stop
on.
turning
Yeah,
it.
it's
Okay.
on. All right.
You can also use olive oil if you want. But the reason why I have these soaking here, actually there's sea salt in here. It's another way to clean your vegetables, get all that nasty pesticide off of there. And also, if you don't have a vegetable scrubber like I couldn't find this morning, this is excellent. So I let it soak in the water with the
So
sea
the
salt.
nice clean.
Yep, and I'm gonna do is I chop off the ends. This is zucchini and squash. So they're both very, very soft. They cook very, very quickly.
Right.
So you wanna make sure they stay nice and crisp as you're cooking them, but I'll take this off. And already, because I did that, they've already, all the yucky stuff's in there.
Remove the yucky stuff. That's a chef
All
term.
the stuff that's not good for you.
Yucky
Drink a
stuff.
little water. Now when I cut these, of course, if you have a chopper, I don't
Watch
like
your
to clean them.
fingers.
Right.
Okay.
I like to look like I can really cook, so
All right, let's get the above camera on for just a second. Can we see above? Above. Oh, look at her fabulous nails.
Thank
Look
you.
at that. I love those. So
you.
don't mess them up.
Oh, no,
I
I'm-
can chop if you want.
Oh no, look at your nails.
Well, they're pretty good too.
Yes, she's like, well, now that you mention it.
Now that you mention it. All right, so you got it. Keep
there
going.
we go. So I'm gonna have you, that's starting to melt. So we can start, when you're layering these in there, layer them in a single layer. So you wanna
Okay.
make sure that your skillet, whatever you're cooking in, or the amount, it's okay for them to overlap, but you want them to really get down in there.
Okay.
So we're gonna add, this is
All
right
this
now,
stuff?
you're adding squash.
Yeah.
I love to. I don't,
Everybody
once
loves
read the
butter.
back of margarine. Just take the time to read the back of it.
You'll be afraid.
Yes, it's better just to use less butter. And what I do, which you're probably saying only 2 tablespoons, I add water in here.
To keep it liquidy.
To
and,
keep it liquidy.
Okay.
Okay, so another thing, carrots. Now, I'm not a fan of carrots. So
Why?
I like break them up.
Because they're more carbohydrate intense, or why? Why don't you like carrots?
I just don't like, you know.
I'm just against
I'm not
carrots
gonna
as a-
eat what I don't really, but I will mix them into things. Like I said, you can still eat things you don't like.
They're
Some.
looking beautiful. Look at how gorgeous it's already looking.
So I break them in half, nothing big. Also, by soaking them in the sea salt,
Yeah.
you've added a little taste to the vegetables
That
naturally.
does make a difference. It makes you feel like you're having potato chips,
Right.
which was
Oops,
a
I'm
total
sorry.
lie I just said, but I'm just saying that.
Nobody knows.
You
Except
know
us.
you're not having potato chips.
Okay, I'll give you that. Thanks for letting me get your hands all wet there,
No
too,
problem.
Rebecca.
No problem.
So this is-
Okay,
now we've got it in there.
and that's all good.
That's good. We'll add just a little more. So we're just
All right,
gonna
what else do you put in there?
a little water.
All
So
right.
I'm gonna add now, because I didn't find the measuring cup before I came over here.
Just dump it.
Here we go. We're gonna. This is what really happens at home, people. You don't find your measuring cup,
Just
so
put
you're
some
really
water.
gonna add a little water in there, just enough.
It's cooking, so you can do that. Baking, you have to be specific, but
Right.
this, we do not.
We're not- And let me show you one more thing to do.
All right.
Now, as I'm doing this, I got, again, like Joy, I'm not a fan of salt.
So
So
what
I
do
have
you
a
put in
garlic,
there?
chunky garlic seasoning.
All
Just gonna
right.
add this. Now, I'm also an eyeball cook. I like to see it on the vegetables, add that color. Notice that it's changing a little bit. I've also got the sea salt. Now, with sea salt, it's a lot coarser. You do not want
Little
to add a
less,
little. Just
little less.
little bit.
Okay,
There we is.
there we is.
There we is. And
Instead of bam, there we is.
Yes, there we
Love
is.
that.
and then I'm just gonna put a little pepper. This again is with the garlic, just
All
a
right,
little
we
bit.
got about 2 minutes. So
Okay.
then, is it time for the oven?
Yes, and once
Okay.
this is done, when you get at the end, just a little Tuscan seasoning. So let's see what happens once you take it out.
All right, so you get these a little bit soft, not all the way soft. Then you
Right.
put it in. Did you put it in the oven just to keep it warm, or do we put this in the oven? It's all just on
Actually,
the
nope,
stove.
you just
Okay.
keep it there. Just keep it warm. In fact, I
Okay.
would cover it with
Okay.
the top to keep
Okay.
it so.
All right, you go get that. Joy, why don't you bring your final plated outfit hamburger out here? Okay, so there's that. Let me just tell you something. She used a little bit light bun. Come on over, Cindy. I want to let you know that at 13abc.com/full plate, we're going to have a link to this recipe. You put a little tomato on there, a little bit of onion on there, and that cheese melted just perfectly.
And have it with your salad, have it with your veggies.
That makes me hungry just looking at. I didn't really eat any breakfast yet. So also on Facebook, we will have these. Please do follow us on Facebook. That is facebook.com/Rainier Full Plate. We will be linking to all this stuff for you. And finally, if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Laugh It Off. Get it? That's kind of a good
That is
handle,
good.
right? All right, take a look. Let's look at yours. Let's put yours over here. Here's Erica's fabulous dish. Actually, Erica's firefighter husband's famous zucchini dish, side dish.
So as you see, this is what happens when they've been cooking most morning, but
Mm-hmm.
they look more like this when we start off. But here it is, all mixed up with some salmon.
Beautiful.
Half the plate, fill half the
Right,
plate.
and that is another, that's how to have it, yes. Half my plate is filled, so if I wanted to, I would slide this back, and this little piece you see here is where I might add
Tiny
rice
bit of carbs, that's it.
or couscous, something in there.
All right, couscous for use juice. We're done. Thanks for watching Full Plate. Join us online. All right, get a fork.
Glad you're here.